What's happening, all you beautiful, wonderful people? My name is Matty Ice Cube, and welcome to this vlog. I wanted to make this vlog because I've been sitting on my ass reminiscing a lot of why I love doing videos so much. And the answer has always been fairly clear to me, but I don't think I've ever clarified. The reason I love making content so much isn't so much that I get to play video games for videos or that I get some attention from people. I think it's that I get a chance to meet new people who have their own unique skills that go underappreciated. And I don't understand why, because they're so amazing. Like, there's a lot of examples that I have, because I have a bunch of artists in my server. I have a bunch of voice actors in my server. I have a bunch of people who are good at different things, and some of them go underappreciated for it just because they don't have the publicity about it. And I understand that you need the publicity to get recognized, but that doesn't mean that your skills are not up to par. It's just that you're amazing in your own way, and I feel that needs to be recognized always. So anytime I ever meet someone new, I have this bad habit of using real names because I don't associate with usernames very well. The only reason I accept people who call me Matty Ice Q is because I've been going under that alias for almost 4 freaking years. It's very much a part of me because it's very synonymous with who I really am. Because I've been more me on this channel than I have been most of my life. Because I can very much sympathize with a lot of these people that I meet, because everybody has their own issues that they go through. But I would like to think that I help carry people through those hard times. Sometimes I don't do a good job. Sometimes I fuck it up. And I understand that. I accept that because I'm not perfect. I don't have the answers to everything. And I'm not egotistical enough to think I have the answers for everything. I'm not always right. I'm very much a novice when it comes to people, because I'm not that big of a people person. The only thing I know about people is what I learned in psychology. And that's not a lot, because a lot of that hasn't been retained over the past 4 freaking years. Because it's amazing what you can forget after you leave school. Because I left school to pursue this, and chose to be a minimum wage worker, living here in my basement and making videos, being an idiot. And some people don't understand that. Some people understand that, yeah, you love it, we get that, but why? Why'd you give up all of that just for this? And it's a very simple answer, and yet at the same time it's very complicated. The answer you're looking for from me is because I was passionate about this. And that's a very big key word, passionate. I have put every ounce of my heart and soul into these videos. Not always, because sometimes I have bad days, and I have good days. The good days are where I'm my normal, happy, smiling, normal self. And then I have bad days where I'm depressed, I'm bored, or I'm just not all very much in it. But especially early on, you saw how easily I could be put down early on in my YouTube career. It very much, and I hate bringing up this example, but very much showed through in my Skyrim walkthrough, I should say, because it was less of a let's play and more of a start to finish, show off absolutely everything. And I'm going to tell you exactly how you get to these points. And it was very matter-of-fact, very dry, very boring fact stating that everybody had known, that everybody knows, who's a fan of the Elder Scrolls series. It's probably my most boring Skyrim playthrough. It's probably my most boring game I ever played, because I made it boring, because I gave away a lot, especially for people who have never played Skyrim or have never touched an Elder Scrolls game. And I kind of spoiled a lot of everything. There were times, however, when I was passionate about playing Skyrim, and a lot of those were later on. Especially with fucking the Skyrim mods that I started dabbling heavily into. I even started doing mod reviews every week, and it died off pretty quick because I didn't have the drive to continue to play Skyrim, because I had been doing it for months at that stage. With my 80 plus parts of the walkthrough. And then there was a thing that I did, and it was probably my first like public roleplay I ever did, and it was a very much silent protagonist, do this, go there, do that, and that was the Tales of the Dragonborn that I did. And that's also in that playlist, because I have a complete playlist for everything I ever did with Skyrim. It's 140 some videos. It's a very huge chunk of my channel, if you think about it. Aside from my vlogs, I think it's my largest playlist. And I love it. I don't hate it. I just am not a huge fan of how it turned out, because 1, it was really early on in my YouTubing. 2, I made it more of a walkthrough than a let's play. And 3, I should have been doing mods from the start, because I had been playing Skyrim my entire high school life up to that point. So playing vanilla was just boring. And I mean, I started dabbling in it a little bit for the special edition, because I played special edition. If I was smart, I would have skipped straight to LE, Legendary Edition, and gone to Nexus, but I was an idiot back then. Leave me alone. I didn't know how to mod back then. And there's another big one that I'd like to point out. It's Xenoverse 2, and it's easily my second largest playlist in terms of games, because my vlogs and my stupid videos playlist don't count, because there's no games in those. It's all vlogs. It's all stupid shit. And Xenoverse 2, I really got into Xenoverse 2 before I even started playing, or before I started doing YouTube, because it was like shortly before I started doing YouTube, back when I had the shitty little laptop that I started with. It's over there, my college laptop. It's dead. Like, it's brain dead. It's been brain dead for years now. I just need to go get it scrapped along with my old phones and stuff and get some money out of it. Because that'll go into my new computer, and hopefully that will work out. Because there's a lot I need to do. And especially with work coming up fairly quickly, because the 26th is supposedly when all the restaurants are reopening here in Illinois. But my boring personal life aside, in Xenoverse 2, I really got into Xenoverse 2. And looking back, it just goes to show how stupid and straightforward thinking I was, because all my combos were basic, all of my super attacks were really boring. It wasn't until, like, later on that I realized that, oh, I'm an idiot. I could have been doing better combos and doing more damage this whole time. I've been playing wrong for the past 6 months. And then I got really into it, and then I did and then I started really getting into the Let's Play. My biggest mistake, I would like to say, was doing the parallel quests. Don't get me wrong, I like the parallel quests. Not all of them, mind you, because some of them are very annoying and very dumb. Especially the ones where you're forced to have a partner and they continuously get in your way, and if they die, you fail. I hate those. I hate those so much. But I probably shouldn't have done that, because it was like the second to last episode, which I actually recorded after I recorded the end of the game. I did all of the parallel quests. The 1 through 100, I had done all the parallel quests, and I had finished them up all in one big 2-hour-long episode. I think it was actually 2.5 hours. Because it takes a lot longer than you think. Because time passes really fast when you do, like, those small 3-minute to 5-minute parallel quests, and then you get into the harder ones, and they start taking you, like, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. And then you get into the extra ones, the DLC parallel quests, and they're taking you 15, 20 minutes to complete. And some of them I don't see how it would be possible to beat vanilla, because that was back during that time. The hardest one was the final battle before the final battle. And I didn't see any way that you could beat that with OG Super Saiyan Blue in Xenoverse 2, because that was around that time. And I'm like, how the fuck are you supposed to do this? And eventually I did do it, but it was rough. It was really rough. Because it's easily one of my favorites. I love that one a lot, because it's super hard, it's super fun. Like, it's so fun, you don't realize that it's that difficult. Every once in a while, I'll fuck up just because I'm having too much fun. I haven't been able to play recently because I think my memory cards in my PC, my current PC, are going bad. And it's been causing a lot of crashing problems. And it's not blue screen, it just dies. Like, my whole system just shuts down. And I don't know what it does, because I think my memory cards are bad. And I've tried updating all of my drivers. My graphics card driver won't update because incompatible with this version of Windows. Even though it's supposed to be compatible. I don't know. GeForce, get your shit together. No, I'm kidding. I love NVIDIA. NVIDIA's great. GeForce, they're my favorite graphics cards. I'm getting two 2080s. 2080 Supers in my next PC, and they're gonna be overclocked, so I'm majorly upgrading for my next tower, and hopefully that means I'll be getting some VR stuff eventually, and I would really love to. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to VR proof this room, because I'm gonna have to set up different panels. I'm gonna have to buy more acoustic panels. Because these ones are good, it's just that my paneling is shit. Like, it's not lined up perfectly. Like, if I had, I don't know, like a big push pin board that I could glue them to and set them up that way, that would probably be easier. But the ones on my roof are the ones that are really bad. Because, I mean, once you have them set, they're glued to the wall, so... doesn't matter anyway. It's a lot of a work in progress. And I think my biggest upgrade that I really desperately needed before I got my new PC was this desk. And my desk is amazing. I love this desk. It's carbon fiber. It's got a carbon fiber top. So it's really sturdy. I mean, all the rest of the upholstery is kind of plastic, but it's got the metal supports on the bottom and the ergonomic design. I could have gotten a bigger desk if I had wanted to. I could have gotten the big 52-inch desk, but I didn't want that because I have a bad time organizing stuff on my desk as it is. Like, eventually, I'm going to have to clear all this shit off because I'm going to need a somewhat somewhat professional like space. And eventually I'll get rid of this shitty desk lamp that I've been using for lighting for the past, I don't know, 3 years. Because for the first year I did YouTube, I just used my overhead lights. And that was it. That was it. That's all I had. And I used to have a dresser off over here where my TV is currently with my new TV stand. Cause I've had that TV stand for, I don't know, a couple months. And I got rid of that dresser, and the light would reflect off the mirror, and I had to drape a towel over the mirror. We've come very far from that. I've upgraded desks since then. I've upgraded my computer since then. And I'll soon be upgrading my computer again. Because the hardware that's in this PC now is not 100% what was in it when I first got it. Because the memory cards were brand new. I had to buy those separately. The power supply I had to buy because the old one was not very good. I upgraded the hard drive, I don't know, a year ago. So I went from 1 terabyte to 2 terabytes. My next PC will have 4 terabytes of storage, so I won't have to worry about running out of storage ever. That also means I won't have to go back and re-download my videos off of YouTube whenever I go back and do my anniversary videos anymore. I don't know what I'm going to use with this tower for. I'm probably just going to retire it. I'm going to have to gut the GT730 out of it and put it in the other tower to put this monitor on it so that I'll have 2 monitors. So I'll have dual monitors. But it's not an HDMI is the reason that I can't just hook it into the new graphics cards, because the new graphics cards don't have the weird piece, and I could show it to you, but that would screw up my whole recording setup. One, because I wouldn't be able to see my monitor. But yeah, it's not an HDMI monitor. I don't know. I've been thinking about using my TV for editing, like my big flat screen for editing when I'm not using my monitors. Because this monitor in particular will be to monitor my recording. Because that's something I have not been able to do since I started YouTube, was to make sure that my recording software was functioning properly at any time. I could view my webcam preview at any time, which I won't need once I have this all set up. And that'll make using OBS easier. So eventually, because if I ever have to go back to recording with OBS, which doesn't always work, I can do it that way. I'll be able to monitor everything off of that. If I ever start doing live streams again, I'll have to upgrade my internet for that. My next PC won't have an external wireless adapter for my internet. It'll actually have one built in, and I won't ever have to worry about my wireless internet problems ever again, because it'll be hardwired straight into the computer, which will be fucking phenomenal. I think that's the biggest thing I'm excited for outside of the new games that I get to start once I get that PC. But I have to finish certain games currently on this PC before I transfer over, because there's always that risk that I'll lose all my saves. And usually Steam has a good track record of keeping all my saves intact. But I don't trust it. You should never trust it. The biggest thing that I'll lose that's on this PC is my mods collection. I have huge amounts of mods that I'm going to be leaving behind on this PC. Because I don't have a portable USB drive to hold all of it. I did this one, but for some reason this one doesn't want to work. Like, I'll plug it in. I'll plug it in. There we go. It'll make the sound that it plugged in. I'll go to the... Well, now you open! You fucking douchebag! What a cock. That one's empty. I'm still trying to figure out how I can do my Skyrim mods back up, because that's the one I don't want to lose. Because if I lose all those mods, I have to go find them individually again. And that takes forever. For Xenoverse 2, I just have a vast list of all the mods that I've ever collected ever. And I'm going to have to delete the old one. That's going to take a while. Because it's like... It's 15 gigabytes? 15. 13. I meant to say 13. How big is the new one? And I have 2 of these folders. One has 600 mods in it, and the other one only has 235. So yeah, lots of mods. It just goes to show how religiously I peruse the Xenoverse 2 mods, because I'm always looking for new and interesting mods. Mostly transformations. I've been kind of getting into editing my own transformations, and if I ever get Xenoverse 2 to last longer than 20 minutes on my PC in the near future, I'll show it off. And it has its own separate X2M. I had to use another transformation mod as its base, so... But it has different auras than the original. So... That actually gives me some great peace of mind that this is actually concurrently working. 36 gigabytes! Holy fucking balls! I mean, this has 234 gigs of space on the drive. It's a big portable drive that I got for a fucking deal. It was like $10 online, and I got it for a steal. And I know why now, because it's a little janky. I don't know why it's not working. It worked perfectly the first time I ever plugged it in, and that's why there's stuff on it already. This video has been all over the place. I started talking about why I love doing YouTube, and then I started getting into games that I've played. I remember someone asking me a question if there was a game I regret ever playing on my channel. No, but there is a big example of a video that I regret putting up, of videos that I regret putting up, and those were my Dragon Ball Unreal videos, which I may do again. I may do the newer version, because the newer version is obviously going to be much better, but I'm pretty sure the development for DBU is not worked on anymore, I don't think. It would have been really cool in terms of an indie Dragon Ball game, but I'm pretty sure, just like KOTOR's Aperion, the remake for that mod, it got shut down by Lucasfilm. Or not Lucasfilm, it got shut down by LucasArts and Disney because it would infringe on their copyright. It got shut down, and it was going to be a fucking amazing mod. The original Aperion mod I don't think it exists anymore because KOTOR is obviously really, really old. They should do a remake of KOTOR. Like, that's something I want to see. I want to see a KOTOR remake. Bring Revan back into canon. Like, if you're gonna do a KOTOR remake, you can change the story a little bit, and you can change like a little bit of what's going on in the story. Make Revan and Malik canon again. Cause that would be fucking cool. Cause Revan is a very pivotal character in Legends. For those of you who don't know, Revan was the one who inspired the rule of two. So if it weren't for Revan, Darth Bane would never have created the rule of two, and Palpatine would have never become Emperor, because the Sith would have still been stuck in their old ways. So yeah, very, 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 very pivotal character in the Star Wars mythos. I'm a huge nerd for stuff like that. Because it's funny, because people always complain about, like, the Star Wars canon versus non-canon is super confusing, and it dissuades a bunch of people trying to get into Star Wars. The same is also said about Dragon Ball, but when it comes to me, I can memorize this shit like there's no problem. Like, I don't even have to rewatch things to understand what's going on. And I understand that there's a lot of misinformation around nowadays, especially with the quote-unquote Super return, Dragon Ball Super's return, which I don't see happening for at least another year. I don't see that happening until next year, especially with quarantine and whatnot going on. And once summer is over, we're going to have a resurgence in terms of that. We're going to have to go straight back into quarantine during the fall, because it's going to get colder again, and COVID flourishes in the colder weather. The reason why it's dying down now is because it's hot and humid. It can't survive in that temperature, but that could change. Like, it can change. Unless they get a vaccine for COVID soon, I don't see us coming out of quarantine permanently. But that's my own stance on it. I don't really care. Mostly because, like, every time I go out, I have a mask. Oh shit, that was my electrical tape. No, not my electrical tape. That was my USB extension. Yeah, I had to buy like 4 of these for my wireless receiver to reach all the way across my room, so that I would constantly get good internet, because I was tired of it only being 5 feet from me. Now it's like a good, 5 yards from me. So, maybe not that much. But you get my point. Like, it's a lot further away from me. For some reason, this corner of my room, like, my whole room is almost a dead zone in terms of my internet signal. And I don't understand why. Like, it's been a huge problem forever, honestly. Like, even over in the next room over, it's difficult to get internet. And the router's not that far away. It's like a good, 10 yards from here. And its signal, I know for a fact, reaches further than that. But for some reason, it just isn't in this corner. I don't know. Well, the 5G is not in this corner. Now that I think about it, it does make sense, because the normal 2.5, 2.4 G internet signal reaches everywhere. Like, it extends really far. But the 5G is, like, the super fast one. And that's the one that gives me, like, 70, 80 megabits per second. That's probably wrong. I don't know why I said that. I say these things like I 100% understand them. I don't. Not always. But 40,000 items. Oh my god. It's 36 gigs of data, and with me running my vlog right now, it's slower. It's even slower because it's dividing my computer's resources, which are super limited right now because of my shitty memory cards. Like, I have 8 gigs of memory. I question that. I've always questioned that, because it does not act like it has 8 gigs of memory, and I've been thinking that my memory cards were bad from since I got them. Like, when I got them and put them in, they were better than the old ones, because I only had 4, or not even 4. I think I had like 2 gigs of memory with the old ones. because this tower is pretty old. It was pretty old even when I bought it. I didn't buy it brand new either, because I was on a budget. Like, this computer was, I don't know, $600-700. And it had like 2 gigs of memory. Like, the only thing I haven't traded out of this PC is the GT 730 that's in it right now. And it's been overclocked. I've overclocked the shit out of this GT 730. And it's been carrying me this far, so I don't think it's my graphics card. I think my graphics card is still good. It's that my memory cards are not good enough to stay behind that. Because if an overclocked GT 730 can run Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on the highest graphic settings at 60 frames per second, I think it can handle a lot. It's just that my memory cards will not allow it to go that high anymore, because it's been slowly degrading. I noticed it when it began, and I kind of put it off. I just lowered the graphics quality on my game. But I really noticed it this past week, because it's just been dying on and off and on and off. Like, even from just sitting here idling, like not doing anything, not having anything open, it'll just black screen, I'm dead, it's dead, and then it restarts. And I don't know why. Every once in a while, like once I think only one time out of the 15 other times it crashed, it gave me a blue screen. I think that was the only time it ever did that. And it was something about my drivers or something, like, oh, maybe your drivers are out of date and it's not functioning properly. All my drivers are up to date. I don't know. I think it's just that this computer is done. That's probably the thing. It's probably just this PC is done. And once I gut it, it's probably just going to be a showpiece for a long time. I don't know. We'll see. I have 2 other computers in the other room that my brother has a hold of. They're the old house computers that we used to have. I need to gut those and see what are actually in those, because if they have parts that I can migrate over, well, depends on what motherboard types they have. Because not all motherboards can take the same amount of stuff. Like, I have a limited number of slots in this motherboard. I think I have 1 extra memory slot that I haven't been using. And I'm sure if I had like another 2 or 4 gig memory card and shoved it in here, it would fix my problems for the short term. Long enough for me to get something done. I don't know. I'll have to go take a look at what's in them. It's probably not a lot, because those home computers, one of them is an old Dell PC tower. It's really old. It was like the first computer I ever touched, I was ever using when I was little, like really little. And the other one is the newer. I think it's an HP. It was better, but not by a lot. I think it ran on Windows 7. We tried upgrading it and it didn't work. We tried upgrading it to Windows 8.1 and it just didn't work. Ugh. I don't know. Once again, this video is all over the place. I've just been sitting here rambling on about random topics. But anyway, back to my computer. I should probably go do that. Either today, probably later today, because I need people to wake up first before I go clamoring through the house. Because it's really early. It was like, I don't know, like 5:45 or something when I sat down to start recording this. And now it's almost 6:30. Hopefully I'll have it trimmed down a little bit. I I really, really, really need to start learning my shit, because the more I work on computers, the better I'll be at managing them, because I'll know that when I need to upgrade, what parts I should get. Like, my next PC should last me a long time, but eventually I'll make enough money to upgrade a graphics card, and replace it with one of the newer ones, like the newer ones. My sticky notes are vibrating over here because of my voice. That's really weird. It's really weird. Now that I'm paying attention, it's really weird to hear that. But yeah, I don't know. That'll be something I'll have to look at later. I'll have to actually shut down my PC for that and unhook my system from absolutely everything, which is going to be annoying because I have 1.5 million cords connected to this computer. Because there's the 2 cords for my speaker, the cord from my monitor, the cord from my webcam, my mouse, my keyboard, my microphone, my wireless adapter. That's about it. That's 8. And I have a USB extension thing, because I think the minimum amount of spaces I have on it is 6. No, I have to have more on there. I have to have at least 9. What's the 9th one? Oh, the 9th one is my desk lights. Oh, duh. The 9th one is my desk lights. My desk does have lights on it. And right now it's just cycling through its colors, nice and soft. It's really nice and soothing. I really like having it there, because it's nice and soothing, and it's just slowly grading through the color wheel, and it's just really nice and relaxing. I really like it. I love this desk. Like, I don't think I've said enough. I love this desk. It is a really nice desk. It's a van space desk, and it's really, really, really nice. I just need to clean it again, because it's getting a little dusty. I forgot what I was going to use this electrical tape for. I don't know. Like, among other things, I have a new keyboard I'm keeping an eye on. I don't think I'll be getting rid of my mouse anytime soon. I have new microphones I'm looking at. I think they're both Blue Yetis. One of them's the newer model of the Blue Yeti, and another one's an older one. But it's a nice shiny blue, and I like that. I've had this microphone a really long time. This is only the 2nd microphone I've ever used. It's a Marantz Professional. It's really nice. I love this microphone. I've done a lot with this this microphone. This one means more to me than my original. Like, once I remove this, like, I'll keep the boom arm and everything, because this is a relatively new boom, compared to the old one that I had, which was broken shit because it went 2 years of my abuse. This one's only began, so, like, the post that was holding it into the holder, it was bent so much that it started breaking, so it was kind of bent at an angle, and it just had cracks through the center of the post. It was almost about to fall off, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just get a new one, and I got a nice blue one. I really like this boom arm. I just wish it was a little more reinforced, because everything needs to be a little more reinforced when it's around me. I don't know. Maybe I'll wrap electrical tape around the post and stick it back in there and tighten it back up. I don't know. Because I have my headphone cord. I have my headphone cord, the headphones cord, wrapped around the base of the boom, because I have the worst time just getting out and turning and getting up because my headphone cord or my controller cord, which is glued in there. For those of you who can't see that, that's super glue, because it has a bad problem of disconnecting. Like, it just gets like the tiniest little gap between the plug-in and the socket, and it just disconnects, and that's really annoying. So I just super glued it in there. Ingenuity by Matty Ice Q. Since 2000 forever. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on a whole lot of different things. I've been all over the place. I should probably talk more about the meeting new people aspect of YouTube, because I love it. I love meeting new people. I love meeting interesting people with interesting skill sets. I love watching them grow and seeing their... If it's an artist, I love seeing their art styles evolve. If it's an editor, I love seeing their editing style evolve. If it's a voice actor, I love listening to their voice change over time. And as a voice actor myself, I can truly appreciate that. Which there's something else to tell you about that, but that's a thing for another time, because my character in an upcoming actual roleplay that's built from ground up it's still a Minecraft style roleplay, but it's animated. So it's an animated roleplay. So there's even more work put into it than any of the normal Minecraft style roleplays that I've ever seen around. And I'll be part of that. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be really fun. I can't reveal my character's name yet, because I'm introduced in the first episode, but eventually I'll become a recurring character, and I'll become a very important character. But then also there will be a side story that I'll be a part of, and it'll be rad. It'll be great. I really like the character. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make up your mind, Tom. Are you playing VR chat, or are you playing Final Fantasy 15? Christ. But I don't know. Lately I just have not had the drive to make any videos or even be on Discord, because I haven't been on Discord in almost 2 days. Because of a lot of things going on. I don't want to go too far into it. But there's a lot going on in my head right now. I don't know. I'm going to try, because it's also another determining factor is that my computer is dying, and I don't want to risk killing it for good and losing absolutely everything on my PC, because I have all of like the important stuff backed up onto this USB drive that I'm currently putting more stuff on. I think I should. If I don't, then there's a problem. Oh shit, I don't. Like, it has Steam, it has my voice mod, it has Movavi, it has Bandicam, it has Discord, Bandicut, Audacity, like everything that I would normally require. Photo edit? Why do I have Movavi photo edit? I need to make a copy of that. Why do I have that? That one should go faster. Because once I migrate over, I need to be able to have that stuff on hand and ready to go. Steam being the biggest one, because I haven't had to reinstall Steam since I got this PC, and I'm not sure. It's going to take forever. As much as I love Steam, Steam is PC gaming of the future. Like, every digital copy eventually for PC is going to go through Steam. Like, EA has already given up trying to use Origin. Like, eventually I'm just going to get rid of Origin. Once I figure out how to migrate my Dragon Age Inquisition over to Steam, because they have that on Steam, but I need to migrate it over to from Origin, because I already own it. I don't want to rebuy it. That's $50 that I don't want to pay again. That would be the second time I would pay for a 50. Actually, it was more back then. When I got the Game of the Year edition a few years ago on my Xbox One, it was like $70, $80. Now it's only 50, but that's still $50 I don't want to be spending on a game I already own. I am not too keen on keeping Dead Space 3. I would like to, just to say that I have all 3 games, but I can't be bothered with it. I haven't touched Dead Space 3 since I stopped playing it with Bart. Like, that's how disinterested in Dead Space 3 I am. I thought about doing an impossible run. I've thought about doing a hardcore run. It just never happened because I lost interest really quick. Like, even to this day, Dead Space, the original Dead Space, and Dead Space 2 keep me more entertained than Dead Space 3 ever did. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back soon. I don't know. It depends on a lot of things, because, once again, I gotta figure out if I can fix my 11 hours. I don't have that much time. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with my memory issue right now, because I don't know. I'm going to have to figure it out. It's a work in progress, just like the rest of my life. The TLDR of this video is basically, I love what I'm doing here. I'm never going to give it up. I may hit a bunch of roadblocks. Like, my biggest roadblock right now is myself and my PC dying. And that's the only reason I haven't been churning out videos like a madman. But also, I've been trying to integrate myself back into working. Especially this next week. This next week, I'll actually have a regular weekly schedule again. Monday and Fridays. Monday mornings from 5 a.m. to 8. And Friday afternoons from like 5 p.m. to 11 o'clock at night. Which is a normal shift, like 6 hours. That's a normal shift. But that 3-hour shift is in the early morning. That's gonna kill me. Like, it's gonna punch me in the face because I'm not used to getting up that early anymore. Well, I am, because I've been up since 3 a.m. Like, my sleep schedule's been so fucked. It's ridiculous. So hopefully things will get back on track. I don't know. I'm excited. So, and today's what? Today's Friday, so it also means I need to get back into a recording schedule if I do figure out a temporary fix to my memory issue. Who knows? Who knows? We shall see. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble for an hour. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. Don't ever think that I'm just saying that because that's my normal outro. I truly, truly, truly mean it. every time, because any minute, any second that you guys can spare to watch my videos is truly appreciated. And as always, I will see all of you in the next video. Bye!